I've already seen this. He hasn't. Let's get into it.
Ninny and Shinobi.
Facts.
What is school for? Feel free to call me slow, but I spent 16 years going to school, and I still don't know. When I finished, I didn't know how to do my own taxes, purchase a home, or apply.
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
For a loan. I didn't know a thing about investments, building credit, or getting a job. I graduated.
Learned none of this from school.
Like,
Literally, none of that.
And the thing is, like, this is always really talked about. Like, I never did my taxes. I never learned my taxes. I never learned how to build my credit, this, that. But, like, you still can learn that. There's such a deeper meaning behind that. Like, there's so much more that you don't learn just about life, about different countries, about all that kind of stuff. You know, they teach you mathematics and science and stuff. It's like, whatever.
Literally.
Graduated at the top of my class, and what did I have? This fancy diploma to sit at home with.
Yeah.
My
That your
mom.
parents are proud of.
Yeah. That's what
Like,
I said.
just like
But
that.
luckily, they did teach me some important skills like factoring trinomials and how mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I'm so happy I remember the Pythagorean theorem, because it helped me a lot. Okay, I'm lying. Let me stop. Because all the stuff they taught me, truthfully,
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
I forgot. Mom, remember when you would ask me, what did you learn in school today? And I would say, nothing much. I wasn't being modest. The truth about it, Mom, is I had already forgotten. And it's not just me.
Facts.
Millions of students sing the same
Literally,
song.
like-
How many of you guys avoid eye contact with the teacher to try not to get caught upon? Afraid to raise your hand for fear of being wrong, which proves that school isn't an environment for learning.
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
Or building up the intellect. It's just a game you play for grades and how many A's you can collect. But I guess,
Literally.
what do you expect when the most commonly asked question in class is this gonna be on the test? Is this gonna be on the test? See, if school put learning instead of testing and memorizing as the top standard, then the letter F would not stand for failure. It would stand for find another answer. And if school
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
was really interested in our personal and academic success, students would wake up later, have more freedom, and homework a lot less. And that's not my opinion. This conclusion has been scientifically tested and proven. And any teacher that doesn't believe me, feel free to check my works cited page to inspect. Oh, and I did it in MLA format because I know that's all you will accept.
Because you have to spend weeks learning how to do a format that teachers want you to learn, that you will not use. Like, if I'm writing a letter to a colleague, I'm not going to use an MLA format. I'm going to be like, hey, did you get this done? Did you do this? You know, whether it's your business or you're working under someone. Like,
I like how he said, because I know that this is all you'll accept. MLA format.
yeah, because literally, this is all you'll accept. I'm going to get a worse grade, and you're going to tell me that I have a lower IQ because I didn't put it in your format. Remember that, because that's really what they want from you.
See, students would get more benefit from an extra hour of sleep than putting them through the torture of an extra essay, reading 150 pages, doing problems 1 through 60 on the worksheet, and having 3 projects due by the end of the week. Not only is it pointless pain, but it's also dim-witted, because we get so much work, but they don't teach the time management skills to deal with it. See, in school, we are controlled by bells. We have to learn in rooms with the feng shui of a prison cell. We have to ask permission to release
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
bodily functions, but not before the teacher asks a million questions like, why didn't you go before class? I'm sorry, my bladder is kind of on its own schedule and it's not always timely. See,
Holy fucking shit. Literally. Fucking literally.
Like,
It's not
how
always
many times have
time.
you had to go to the bathroom? How many times have you been sitting there and like it's a test and you're like, I really have to go to the bathroom. Like, I'm here to relieve
And they go,
my.
is it an emergency? If it's
I'm-
during an exam, is it an emergency?
I'm here as a human on this earth to live as an animal, just how you are supposed to, not under a system that other animals have built. It's ironic and stupid.
Teachers always say, use your time wisely. But that never made sense to me. Because these 6 cruel hours of our lives we call school might literally be the worst use of time management ever in history. Think about it. The traditional teaching method is foolish. No, it's useless, multiplied by the square root of stupid. What they do is they cram information in your head, force feeding you, and then you throw it up on the test. That's not education. That's bulimia.
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
And the more bulimic you are, the better you will do on their assessments. So it's no wonder why so many students graduate mentally and emotionally anorexic. See, school teaches you how to memorize dots. True education should teach you how to connect them. True education teaches you how to catch a fish.
Why is he spitting though?
Oh, that's what he does. He makes all of his videos rhyme.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Because this is like he's speaking exactly
Facts
how I
with
want
rhyme.
to, but like it's in such an admirable way that like even someone that doesn't understand the concept
Go back like 5 seconds.
would still want to watch this video, you know?
Yeah.
Graduate mentally and emotionally anorexic. See, school teaches you how to memorize dots. True education should teach you how to connect them. True education teaches you how to catch a fish. School teaches you, yeah, you caught the fish, but you didn't show your work, so it doesn't count. Throw it back. I'm just asking, what is school for? It's not education. That's just not true. If you still think that, you might be sniffing glue. See, the word education comes from the Latin root educe.
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
Meaning bring out, i.e. bring the gifts out of a person and make them viable. But school doesn't bring out much. It just stuffs more facts inside of you. Now some of that stuff is justifiable. We need reading, writing, and some arithmetic. That's fair. But are you telling me metamorphic and igneous rocks are more important than self-care? If suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death of ages 10 to 24, and Harvard studies suggest the biggest predictor for success is self-control.
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
And emotional health, then why the heck aren't we taught how to handle stress, bullies, or rejection? How about anxiety or depression?
No, bro. That's what they have health class for. So you can learn how to deal with your stress. Don't smoke a cigarette, bro. Sit there and meditate while you sit in your 6 hours of school. Go ahead. While you're learning about shit you'll never use. Go ahead.
I want to show you. Where is it? Where is this? Right here.
Why the heck aren't we taught how to handle stress? Is self-control and are more important than self-care? If suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death of ages 10 to 24, and Harvard studies suggest the biggest predictor for success is self-control and emotional health, then why the heck aren't we taught how to handle stress, bullies, or rejection? How about anxiety or depression? You know, skills we need for our entire lives. Bro, I don't even know how to cook. I'm honestly surprised I'm still alive.
That's the funniest thing I've heard in a minute. I had my mom teach me how to make eggs the other day. She taught me how to make eggs. Like, really. Like, she was like, you really don't know how to cook eggs? And I was like, did you teach me? And do you think that fucking high school taught me how to make an egg?
But hey, at least I can name all the battles that happened in the Civil War. Seriously, what is school for?
At least, again, at least we can look back to when schooling was basically the same system when we were having civil wars. Like, it doesn't add up at all.
To be successful, and that's
Nothing's
something
changed.
we do not doubt. But do you own a MacBook or iPhone? Did you know they both were created by a dropout? When you're watching this video on Facebook or YouTube, doesn't matter which you choose, they both were created by dropouts. Ever use Snapchat, WhatsApp, shopped at Whole Foods? Well, thank a dropout. Does your home furniture come from IKEA? Okay, don't get the wrong idea. He was not a dropout. Don't be a fool. I mean, how could he drop
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
out? Ingvar Kamprad, founder of IKEA, never even went to school. I know what you're thinking. He's just picking and choosing. There's millions who didn't go to school that aren't successful. Who is he fooling? And you're right.
Me.
But open your history books and start perusing. You'll find the very people we idolize in school never really had formal and/or secondary schooling. I'm talking George Washington, Abe Lincoln. America's best presidents had 0 school between them. Ben Franklin, Thomas.
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
Edison, shall I proceed? Ernest Hemingway, Mark Twain, Teddy Roosevelt, Margaret Mead. Now please, I'm not saying drop out.
Don't worry, be
Because
happy.
some schools are great and
Is that what it's
many
at?
Yeah, it's a
schools
don't
look
worry,
away.
be happy.
Because some schools are great. Margaret Mead. Now please, I'm not
Don't
This
saying
worry.
history
drop out.
class.
Be
Don't
happy.
worry,
Because
be
some
happy.
schools are great and many teachers are rare treasures. I'm saying that there's a difference between people who are smart and people who score better. I'm saying
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
that your future is something that no test will ever measure. Even if that test begins in 3 letters like SAT, ACT, it's BS if they say those determine your LIFE. No, your destiny is in your hands. You must shape it to be great. So don't expect school to open doors, because it's more likely to slam them in your face.
Facts.
Sometimes I wonder about all the dreams lost in school and how much potential goes to waste.
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
If it wasn't for music and YouTube, then I would have been just another lost case. Everybody watching this, please, close your eyes. Imagine a child sitting in the back of some teacher's class in some town. He never raises his hand, he fails most of his classes, but inside of him, there
He's
is a
smarter than
passion.
them.
And if nurtured and brought out, will lead him to discover the cure for cancer. But you see,
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
I'm afraid that that child's gift will never come out. He will never win the Nobel Prize award because in class he was ignored and his worth was judged only by his scores.
And then not only there, it doesn't stop there. Because if you fail the grade, because you're doing what you want to do instead of what the school is teaching you, you got to go back to that grade. And then your parents want you to finish that high school. And before you know it, you could be 20 with a passion working on it in the background, but you can't even do anything with it because nobody will let you succeed. It's just...
Literally.
It's like every time I want to talk about it, like it
So
just won't
teachers,
stop.
principals, parents,
There's too much.
advisors, and students, I ask one more time. What is school for?
Now everyone get to class.
Literally.
Run, get to
that
class.
was like the point of it.
Now
Hey
that
guys,
now
what's
that
up?
you
My
were in the
name is
halls
Prince
watching
EA,
this
and I
video,
wanna thank you for watching that video. And now I just have one question left. What is school for? Don't you think it's
This is for copyright. Don't bother it.
time that we answer this question together? If you are a teacher, a parent, or a student, I urge you to check out the Innovation Playlist. What is the playlist? It is a program that any school can try for free. It's based on the best practices from educators around the world, and through its small steps,
For
it
free.
can lead to big
So
changes
why is no one using
in
it?
your school.
and you
Go
know
to
who's not going to
Innovation
use it?
Playlist.
Every school.
The schools with lower poverty level, with higher poverty levels, lower income levels that want you to stay stupid and take up the consumer jobs that America wants you to take up. That's what's happening.
Deadass.
That's why no one's using brilliant ideas like this.
Deadass. And like, look at.
Like, who even you know who disliked this? Teachers. The teachers in the schools that aren't using the programs. Shouldn't this be trending? Yeah. It should have been trending decades ago.
Oh, it is.
I know, I'm
This
saying...
was literally like a week.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, this... Not even this video. This idea should have been trending decades ago.
Oh, he has this one.
Because, like, even... Like, newer kids that are watching this video, like, they'll watch it and think, like, I understand the kind of idea. But there's so much more for you to understand even when you're younger. Because even if you think, like, they should be working on this, like, parents need to really realize that, like, it always comes down to, if you think of us as animals, like, what would an animal be doing? Not sitting in 6 hours, ruining their sleep schedules, not letting their body fluids go because they have to sit in a system created by other animals that doesn't work. Literally doesn't work. Proven doesn't work.
Where's his MLA format? Where's
wait, check the description. I think it's in the
What
description.
stats at?
It's in the description. The MLA format. Fuck, you didn't use it here? What did I learn it for?
Wait, no, we're excited.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Look at all these.
At least the
Michigan Medicine, University of Michigan. Despite benefits, half of parents against later school start times.
Despite benefits, half of parents. Are you going to be a parent telling your kid that they can't sleep enough?
Childhood self-control predicts. Gradient of childhood self-control predicts health, wealth, and public safety. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America.
2011. 2011. 7 years ago this idea was brought up, but like people just don't bring it to light. Even with this video, people need to actually talk about this in schools.
Non-academic effects of homework in privileged high-performing schools.
Privileged.
Non-academic effects.
Like,
I'm just dumb. This needs to be ended here. Sorry. I've seen enough.
I've seen enough.
I've seen enough.
I've seen enough.